Welcome and welcome back, people. Today we have got some wedding drama slash wedding. I don't know what to call it. I got this picture off of wedding shaming or slash wedding shaming, and I don't even know how to react to this because it was just so crazy to me to see this. So I'm gonna start off with this picture. Please have a look at this. This is supposed to be a grazing table. Like, my actual goodness, a grazing table. And this vendor, I I would love to know how much they actually paid for for this thing because it just ew, just just ew. There's no there's no serving dishes, no serving spoons, no mini plates to put your stuff on or anything. It's just food just on the raw table, and the strawberry juice slash blueberry juice, or I hope those are blueberries. Just leaking onto the just soaking into the tablecloth. I hope to goodness that you did not rent those tablecloths because you are not getting your rental deposit back on those. Oh my goodness. Who would I need to know what was paid for this. I need to know what was paid for this because any more than $5 paid for this is shameful. You paid like $5, $10, okay, what did you expect? But any more than that, man, you could have went to the dollar store. Oh my goodness. Oh, oh gosh. Okay, we're gonna have to move on to the next one because just looking at this picture is giving me a headache already.
So you're already rolling, so whenever you're feeling ready, you'll go, and we will try not to move because of the gravel. Hey folks, how you doing? Good, how you doing? Good, 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 good. Hey, first, your name was Chris Audio. I always think you that much. No. I thought it was no. I don't want to be on video in any way, shape, or form. Right, no, it's all audio. I'm good, honest to God, thank you. I don't want to be involved in this whatsoever. What I'm saying is, you're asking for something. And you're on private property, and we're watching your house right now, so we do have a bit of an issue here. Can you please get off the fence?
No, I won't. If you want to call someone, you can, but we have permission to do this from the owners. So if
The owner over here?
yeah, if you want to call them, you totally can.
The owner of this house is what owns this one.
Okay. If you want to call them, you can. If you want to call them, you can.
We'll call the cops.
Okay.
Anything we can do.
All right, whatever.
What's your name, ma'am?
My name?
Yes, give me your name.
Okay, if you're an officer, I would give you my name, but you're
I'm
not.
not an officer in any way, but I'm going to tell you right now, you are on private property.
Okay.
And I'm telling you honestly.
Okay.
And you're
I think you have a pet peeve because he asked you something and you're trying to stand your ground and you're coming off as a very ugly person. So thank you and have a great walk. Goodbye.
Continue
to be a tourist. I don't care. I love this place as a tourist. Thank you. Wow. Wow, that really is gonna...
I'm sorry.
No, why are you apologizing? Like, honestly, like, sorry, that's like, I don't like that.
I was being so nice.
You did. He didn't even hear you out.
Yeah, he didn't even let me finish.
He didn't let you finish. He is a snooty, white-ass person.
Oh my goodness, this girl was such a doll about this situation. Just whatever couple, entitled couple or whatever this was, just making all of this noise when they see that there's, a professional filming going on and then talking about the property. And after they told them, like, hey, we do have permission to be here, blah, 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 go ahead and call the property owner if you would like. Go ahead and call the cops if you would like. Whichever you would like to do, just, step away from us while we, try to do this. But, like, there are some people who just have to have their nose in someone else's business. And I can't stand those kind of people. Okay? There's only one thing. One of the biggest rules in my life is don't start none, won't be none. All right? Don't start nothing with me. There won't be no problems with me. Okay? And there are some people that just have to start something. And these are those kind of people. So forget them. This lady showed true grace and positivity, and I absolutely loved it. I want to be like her when I grow up. Even though she's probably younger than me, but still, I love saying that about people. Like, I want to be like you when I grow up. Next story.
I'm sorry, what do you mean no one younger than 15 will be allowed at your wedding? Yeah, look, I'm sorry, but Jen and I just decided that that was a good age cutoff because we don't want a bunch of kids running around. Did you forget that 7 of your siblings are under 15? No, I obviously realize that I have siblings under 15, but if you ask them, they don't even care about coming to our wedding. They would rather hang out with friends. I don't care what they would rather do. They need to be at your wedding. Look, Nancy, I'm sorry, but if you were to go check out our venue, you will see it's not a place for little kids to run around. And the siblings, they run around like crazy. They don't know how to sit still. Have you told your father about this little decision of yours? Because he's not going to be too happy. Yeah, I mentioned it to him the other day, and he seemed perfectly fine with it. I highly doubt that. But you know what? It doesn't matter because I'm going to bring it up to him tonight, and I will let him know that I refuse to attend a wedding where all my children aren't welcome, and he will not be attending either without me. So you guys better figure out this whole situation because a lot of people won't be attending if you do this.
So this one I'm actually of two minds about because, all right, I have a large family. I mean, a large family. My siblings alone, I have 8 siblings. So to not include children under 15 would exclude a lot of my family from being able to attend any potential wedding. But if you choose to have a child-free wedding, that is your choice. Do I think 15 is, that's honestly, me personally, I think that age is too high. If I were to do a child-free wedding, I would be like, okay, any child over 10 should be able to handle themselves. You know, honestly, any child over 8 should be able to handle themselves. But, you know, every child is different. Every child, you know, behaves differently in certain situations. But what it comes down to for this particular video, for me anyway, is the stepmother trying to bully her way into what she wants for the wedding by saying that she's going to get the father to not come. So this is such a tricky situation. It really is. It's a tricky family situation. But it seems as though that the father agrees with not having kids under 15 there. Maybe he wants to just enjoy being at the wedding and not have to watch his younger children and be able to be there for his older children in a more present way. You know, maybe he, you know, is totally okay with that. And, you know, the father seems to be okay with it. The husband and wife are both okay with it. It seems as though the stepmom is the only one who has a problem with this. And that I don't like. I think that she's just trying to bully the bride and groom into getting what she wants. And I'm not a fan of manipulation in any way, shape, or form. You're not going to manipulate me with whatever you want to happen because I'm just going to call your bluff. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. For my first wedding, somebody, you know, said that if I didn't do one particular thing, that they weren't going to come. And I still did it, and guess who didn't show up? And guess who didn't care? It's just, people are so, stop being selfish. Stop being selfish. No. Bad. Next video.
So my sister just uninvited me to her wedding, and I'm wondering if the internet would think that's justified. This requires some backstory. My sister's 9 years younger than me. Technically, she's my half-sister. Her dad, my stepdad, is a registered sex offender. And because she's blood related to my stepdad, she was the only one out of all of us kids that was spared. It's also important to know that my mom was very much aware of the entire situation growing up, and instead of protecting us, with every fiber in her being, she protected my stepdad, like even criminally. So she moved us across state lines at one point. She threatened us to lie to the prosecutors when they came. Finally, I was in my early 20s when I started to wise up a bit. I remember I had just finished reading a book called Boundaries, and I just sat there with this realization, like, oh my gosh, like my childhood, like this relationship that I have with my mom is so messed up. Like, I need to confront this. So I wrote my mom a letter, and I remember wanting to make sure that regardless, I remained kind. And so I was kind, but I addressed all of it. Ultimately, at that time, I was still hoping for some reconciliation, but after I dropped this letter off with my mom, I soon got a text message from her that just said, "I'm sorry." And I remember thinking, like, I'm worth more than that. Like, a simple "I'm sorry" text and a sweep under the rug will not suffice, especially for the level of carnage that this woman had laid in her wake. Like, the amount of damage that has done, and how that has affected every area of my life, I cannot even begin to explain. So fast forward, we're all grown up, right? My mom, she has not reached out to me since. My half-sister, she's doing really well for herself. Turns out not being molested really has its advantages in life. I'm just joking, I'm fine. But my sister sends me a wedding invitation that I was really surprised to get, because to say that I'm the black sheep in the family would be an understatement. I'm essentially excommunicated. So in an attempt to clarify, I text my sister and I just ask her outright, like, "Hey, are you sure that me being there won't be too awkward?" In this text, I also mention my appreciation in knowing that my mom won't try and talk to me at the wedding if I don't talk to her. Because, that's why it's potentially an awkward situation. My quote unquote parents will be there. Okay, sorry, I'm going to have to go to a part 2.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it after the first part because, oh my goodness, to have to be in the same room with somebody who did that to you, and your other parent who knew that it was going on. It takes a strong, certain person to do that. Okay? And I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I have that type of strength. I don't. Okay? Everybody's got family things going on, and there are certain things and certain people in my family that I maybe tolerate is the best way that I can put it, but to look them, nope. All right, part two. I'm already getting riled up.
Part 2 on how my sister uninvited me to her wedding and whether or not that might be justified. I didn't expect that last video to get views, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I so appreciated the comments. Last we left off, I'd mentioned to my sister over text that I was grateful in knowing that at her wedding, my mom and stepdad wouldn't try to talk to me if I didn't try to talk to them. And this does require a little bit more context about my mom in that whole situation. Her behavior has been really difficult to try and understand, but she hasn't reached out to me in 13 years, and from my perspective, it seems very much like a control thing for her. The last I heard from her on the subject, she had mentioned to another sister of mine that if my mom and I were ever going to have a relationship, I needed to be the one to reach out to her first. My mom then goes on to tell my sister that God even told her that I needed to reach out to her if we were ever going to have a relationship. So there's that. At the time, it bothered me, but at this point, it does not bother me. If anything, I appreciate it because it's a good indication that my mom has not changed. She's still as sick as she's always been. And as long as that's the case, I've been really thankful for that separation. But I was surprised when during the same text conversation with my sister then goes on to say, Mom and Dad really miss you and they would love to talk to you and they love you dearly.
Okay, we're gonna pause to read the text here. Um, just from where I can read it from. Are you sure it wouldn't be too awkward for you if we came? I promise you're not going to hurt my feelings. I know it's an awkward situation, so I totally get it. I'm guessing that's from OP, or the TikToker. Response: That's awesome. I would love for you all to come. It's going to be a small wedding, so you'll definitely be around mom and dad, and they would definitely love to see and talk to you. But I don't want any icky feelings between the people I love the most on a big day. So it's really up to you if you think you're ready to visit that, because I know they love you dearly and think about you all the time. I'm going to hold out to the end of this video to put the rest of my comments on here.
So that made me feel real gross to hear. It was a shock. It was confusing because just a year ago, right, my mom said that God told her that I would have to come to her first. And now she misses me and she loves me dearly. And if that's the case, why hasn't she reached out to me in 13 years? Not that I want her to. And I know that she doesn't, this doesn't deserve all the energy. But for years, I felt the dreaded potential of reconciliation and this obligation that if she were to try and reconcile, I would be obligated. But at this point, I'm just thankful she's not in my life. I know maybe that sounds bad. I let my husband read this text thread as well, and he was really confused. My assumption is that my mom and stepdad are highly manipulative. They're blame shifting and playing the victim, like, oh no, we just love and miss her so much. We love her dearly. And it sucks that my sister is so ensnared in that. Normally she has a good head on her shoulders. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to go to a part 3.
So I'm stepping in here real quick after part 2. Yeah, that is absolutely a manipulation. That's, they're trying to manipulate the younger sister. They're trying to manipulate the older sister. Just feigning the whole, oh, we love her so much. She's the one who won't talk to us and blah, blah, blah. And stuff like that. But then, not even a year ago, oh, well, you have to be the one to reach out to me first. It's manipulation and control. And I just said that about the first video. We don't stand for that kind of crap. And also, that mom. Okay, I'm going to reserve it for after the last part. I'm gonna.
Part 3, why my sister uninvited me to her wedding. There's so much I want to add that I'm just going to put in another video, but for now, I'm just going to wrap it up. And even though this feels pretty heavy to do, I'm just going to show you guys the text messages and let you decide for yourself. I will mention some of the highlights, but feel free to pause as you need to. Here's the whole of the text. Pause to read. I don't even know what to say. I circled some highlights. This all feels so dramatic. But ultimately, it's not about me. It's about her and her day. And I won't be coming if I'm ignoring everyone. And I just replied, that's a messed up thing to try and force on me. Anyway, I understand what my sister did is not right, but still, unfortunately, my bigger issue is with my mom and my stepdad, and everything that they've done and what they've been able to get away with. I'm a justice person anyway, so for this situation to go on for as long as it has, it's not okay. My mom has made a career out of keeping my family's story in the dark, and she's worked really hard to that end. My extended family doesn't talk to me, while she's been lying to them, denying that she's known about the abuse all along. I'm sure on some level they know, but they're just as dysfunctional. But she's worked very hard to protect my stepdad, which is why there's been minimal consequence for her and him both. Anyway, your comments have definitely opened my eyes. With how wrong the treatment from my sister was. I mean, she gave me an ultimatum to confront my abusers or uninvite me to her wedding. I mean, she should have put the ultimatum in the invitation, right? Or just don't invite me. But y'all are right. Like, should I even continue to entertain a person that treats me this way? Definitely a lot to think about. Again, thank you for the comments. I'm thinking about scrapbooking all of them. I might use some of them to continue talking about this because it's been really good for me so far.
So we finally watched the last part, and she's right. Why would you continue to entertain a person who is pretty much demanding that you confront your abusers just to attend their wedding? I'm sorry, but ain't no wedding that important to me. I don't care whose it is. Okay? And on top of that, why would you want that at your wedding? Why, after so many years of no contact, did you even send the invitation? Why? Just to cause that person discomfort? Just to rile them up some more? Just to try to get back into their lives and see what is going on with them, or see if you can rile them up one last time? This is absolutely manipulation and control from the mother and the stepfather. And for the stepfather, of course, he's a gross, disgusting human being. But the mother is just as gross and disgusting, because I promise you, as a mom, if anyone, and I don't care who it is, if anyone were to touch either of my boys in that way, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I don't know if that picked that up, but my stomach just growled. Um, oh, my body has a way of keeping me from getting too serious sometimes. But if anybody touched either of my boys in that way, I swear to goodness, I would have such a hard time of not ending up in a prison myself, because I would want to absolutely maul that person like the mama bear that I am. I. Mm, I have had certain childhood traumas, and it's hard for people who haven't experienced any kind of childhood trauma to understand how that feels and how that reflects onto your life. So the worst thing that they can think of, it's like, oh, well, that's not that big of a deal. That's not, just forgive them. It's not that big of a deal. But that's because they can't think of anything worse, because they haven't been through what's worse. And I'm not giving them an excuse. A reason is not an excuse. Okay? But the younger sister just can't comprehend what the older sister is going through. She should try. She should be more understanding of what she's going through, and things like that. But just my goodness, I'm sorry, but throw the whole family away. Throw the whole family away. Just right in the damn trash where they belong. Okay? Just, oh my goodness, make your own new family. I've been doing that. Save the parts of your family worth saving, if there's any that's worth saving, and the rest, throw them away. Just protect your peace and protect your sanity, because you only get one go round. That's it. And to spend that whole go round trying to, or being beholden to somebody else's manipulations and machinations and just deceit, just so that they can get their jollies off by manipulating and controlling you, man, that shit. Sorry this ended so heavy, but like, comment, and subscribe. Love you guys. Bye.